I am utterly speechless at this point. How much longer do these writers expect the fans to sit back and watch this absolute mess? We have invested decades of our lives into the Spencer family, and what do we get in return? Another slapped together, completely ridiculous storyline that makes absolutely no sense. I mean, am I the only one losing my mind over this? Just when you think Lulu Spencer has finally been through enough trauma, they hit us with a twist so outrageous I nearly threw my remote at the television screen. If you thought the fake Nathan West nightmare was bad, brace yourselves, ladies, because the writers are about to drop a massive bomb on Port Charles, and I am seething. Lulu Spencer is pregnant. Yes, you heard me right. Lulu is pregnant, and the absolute kicker is that no one in Port Charles knows who the father is. Not even the viewers. This is an outrageous writing choice. After everything Lulu has endured lately, discovering that Cassius Phazon was impersonating Nathan, feeling so violated, having that monster in her bed, dealing with Rocco shooting Ross Cullum, and fighting a bitter custody war over Charlotte, they decide to throw a mystery pregnancy into the mix. It is a complete mess. It feels like a total disrespect to the fans who just want to see this legacy character catch a break and heal her family. Of course, the moment this pregnancy news drops, the entire town of Port Charles is going to point their fingers directly at Dante Falconeri. And why wouldn't they? He is the most obvious suspect on paper. Dante and Lulu are constantly in each other's orbits right now. They are co-parenting Rocco. They are navigating the immense trauma of their teenage son shooting a WSB agent, and Dante has been her absolute rock through the devastating Cassius Phazon revelation. He was the one who comforted her when she realized the man she loved was a fraud. But guys, they are not together romantically. Dante is building a completely new life with Elizabeth Baldwin. Just think about the heart-wrenching betrayal this would be for Elizabeth if Dante were the father. Dante just confessed to Elizabeth at the batting cages that he tampered with evidence to protect Rocco from the Ross Cullum shooting investigation. Elizabeth is currently keeping his dark, dangerous secret, putting her own morals and career on the line for him. If Dante slept with Lulu behind her back, it would completely ruin his character arc. It would destroy everything he and Elizabeth are building. I can already see the scenes. Elizabeth finding out at the nurse's station, the tears, the absolute heartbreak. I refuse to accept that Dante would do this to her after she has been so loyal. So, if it isn't Dante Falconeri, who is the next target on the town's suspect list? Valentine Cassadine? Oh, do not get me started on this possibility. We all know Lulu and Valentine have a deeply complicated, toxic history because of their daughter, Charlotte. But right now, they are at each other's throats. Lulu just discovered that Valentine was hiding out in Carly Spencer's house for months, like a fugitive. Lulu literally interrupted Valentine's passionate reunion kiss with Carly in the hospital parking lot to declare a custody war on him. The tension between Lulu and Valentine is so thick you could cut it with a scalpel. Could the writers be pushing a disgusting hate-sleep storyline? Could they have had a moment of weakness fueled by pure rage and custody stress? Absolutely not. It would be a direct slap in the face to Carly, who just fought tooth and nail, begging Z to get Valentine freed from the WSB. Carly and Valentine are finally finding their romantic footing, and throwing a Lulu pregnancy into that mix would be an absolute disaster. The thought of Valentine being the father makes my blood boil, and I know Carly would go on an absolute rampage. But hold on to your hats, ladies, because my intuition is screaming that the father is neither of them. I have been analyzing every single breadcrumb, every single look, and I am convinced that General Hospital is gearing up for a twist that nobody sees coming. The real father of Lulu's baby? Dr. Tristan Roberts. Yes, the brand new arrogant surgeon who just waltzed into Port Charles, took over Britt Westbourne's apartment thanks to Carly, and immediately made enemies with everyone at the hospital. I know what you are screaming at your screens right now. They haven't even had a significant scene together. Exactly. That is exactly how these writers operate when they want to pull the rug out from under us for a shock value sweeps month. I am betting my bottom dollar that Lulu and Tristan had a wild, completely off-screen, one-night stand. Can you imagine the sheer audacity of hiding something this massive from the audience? To have a legacy character like Lulu sleep with a brand new doctor off camera? It is mind-boggling and infuriating. Picture this scenario. Lulu is drowning her sorrows at the Savoy or the Metro Court bar. She is exhausted to her core from the Cassius Phazon trauma, stressed to the max about Rocco's legal troubles and Britt's Huntington's disease lies, and furious about Valentine and Carly's secret romance. In walks Dr. Tristan Roberts, a handsome stranger who doesn't know her deep family baggage. They start drinking, they start talking, and bam! One thing leads to another, and they end up in a hotel room, letting their temporary emotional exhaustion cross every single boundary. The next morning, the harsh reality sets in, and Lulu wakes up and realizes what a colossal, life-altering mistake she has made. Tristan realizes he just slept with a legacy resident of Port Charles who comes with a mountain of mob, WSB, and Cassadine drama. They agree right then and there to never speak of it again. They sweep it under the rug like it was just a drunken blur, a temporary lapse in judgment that means absolutely nothing. But biology has other plans, ladies. You cannot run from a positive pregnancy test. When Lulu looks at that test in her bathroom, her world is going to completely shatter all over again. She doesn't want her life upended. She is already fighting a war to protect Rocco from Ross Cullum's lingering threats and fighting to keep Charlotte away from Valentine's dangerous lifestyle. The last thing she needs is to be tied to a man she barely knows. And Tristan? He is a new doctor trying to establish himself at General Hospital. He is already dealing with Britt Westbourne breathing down his neck and threatening him. A massive scandal like this could ruin his fresh start before it even begins. So what do? They lie. Lulu and Tristan decide to keep this massive secret buried deep. They agree to pretend they are practically strangers. But secrets in Port Charles are like ticking time bombs waiting to obliterate everyone in their path. As Lulu's pregnancy progresses and becomes impossible to hide from her family, the speculation is going to run rampant through the streets. Laura Collins is going to demand answers from her daughter. Sonny Corinthos is going to start poking his nose where it doesn't belong to protect his nephew Rocco's mother. The entire town will be whispering. Imagine the tense, dramatic scenes we are going to be subjected to. Dante, is going to be interrogated by Sonny at his penthouse. Did you sleep with my niece, Dante? Are you doing this to Elizabeth? Elizabeth will be looking at Dante with suspicion in her eyes, wondering if his late-night visits to Lulu were really just about Rocco. Valentine will be accused by Carly, forcing him to defend his loyalty and swear he hasn't touched Lulu. The chaos will spread like wildfire, touching every single major family in Port Charles. And all the while, Dr. Tristan Roberts will be standing in the background at General Hospital, wearing his scrubs, reviewing patient charts, and hiding the biggest, most explosive secret in town. The pressure on Tristan is going to be astronomical. Every time he sees Lulu walking through the hospital doors, the unspoken tension will be unbearable. Will he step up and be a man, or will he cower in the shadows while Dante and Valentine take the intense heat from the community? I am telling you, if Tristan lets Dante take the fall for this and ruin his relationship with Elizabeth, I will never forgive his character. The absolute climax of this nightmare storyline will be the inevitable demand for a paternity test. You know Laura Collins won't let this mystery go unsolved. You know Dante will desperately want medical proof to clear his name for Elizabeth's sake. When that medical order is written, Lulu's going to go into a full-blown panic. She will have to confess the truth to her family, or Tristan will have to use his position at the hospital to intercept and alter the lab results. Can you imagine the illegal lengths they will go to just to hide a one-night stand? It is outrageous. When the truth finally comes out, and it always comes out in Port Charles, the fallout will be catastrophic for everyone involved. Dante will feel utterly betrayed that Lulu let him take the blame and nearly destroyed his life with Elizabeth. Valentine will absolutely use this scandalous cover-up to prove Lulu is an unfit, unstable mother in their custody battle over Charlotte. Look at her, sleeping with random doctors and lying to the entire town while our daughter needs stability. He will shout in court. It will give Valentine the ultimate ammunition to take Charlotte away. I am just sick over this potential storyline. It is ruining the character arc of a strong, independent Spencer woman who has already survived so much. We want to see Lulu taking charge of her life, raising her kids, and finding genuine happiness, not crying over a mystery pregnancy with a man we have barely seen her speak to. But knowing the writers of General Hospital, they're going to drag this agonizing mystery out for months. I am strapping in for the bumpy ride, but I am not happy about it. What do you guys think? Am I crazy? Or is Tristan the father? Let me know, because I am losing my mind over here.